everybody. Welcome to The Colors of Beauty by Elle. I'm Isabel. Welcome back, you guys. I hope everyone is doing well and everybody is staying healthy and good, and stay indoors and wear your mask and stuff, because it's not a very nice thing out there. So I want to, I don't know, I don't even know how to begin. I hope that this video is not very long. First of all, and I just took a shower, so sorry about the hair. I don't even know how to start this video. I guess first of all, I want to say that what I'm about to say, the symptoms that I have are not what somebody else has, because I really don't know what other people have or had. So I hope that don't say, my symptoms are not somebody else's symptoms. And this is very real, what happened to me. And I'm hoping that I can maybe share it with you so you know what I went through. Now, I didn't want to make this video because, first of all, I didn't want, I'm going to be really honest with you. I didn't want, first of all, I didn't want people to know really that I was sick. Because I think that I was, in my mind, I think I was afraid that people wouldn't want to be around me anymore, like to be around me when I was better, or when I did get better, or when I am, like I'm better right now. So I didn't want people to think, oh, she was sick, so I don't want to be around her. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to be like around this person because she had this illness, this virus. And secondly, I didn't want people to feel sorry for me. I didn't want to be the person that says, oh, that, poor Isabel, or the poor me girl, or Debbie Downer, I guess. I didn't want that either. So, and I'm not a doctor, and I'm not coming here for like attention or nothing, but I did ask my Facebook page and my Instagram page if they wanted me to share my symptoms and what happening to me, because I didn't want to be like a downer, but I got a lot of responses saying that they did want to hear what happened. So I wrote some notes. Now this is to my recollection. Everything seems to be all put, come together. And the days and stuff just run together for me. So hopefully that you guys will forgive me if I'm a little bit off on my time memory. Okay, so I'm gonna be sharing my symptoms of the COVID-19 virus symptoms, of what I had, and how I knew that I had it. Okay, so March 10th, I have my notes here. March 10th, I woke up with a sore throat that was just really bad. Woke up and it felt like I was swallowing shards of glass. It was really bad. It was, first of all, I have to say that I'm a person that gets sick really, really super easy. And I get over stuff like very slowly. So when I get sick, it's like I'm sick for a very long time, and I get sick fast. Um, so, the, but all the symptoms here are very weird to me. So, anyways, I woke up with a sore throat that day on March 10th, and it was the I mean, I've had sore throats before where it was hard to swallow, but it was more, you know, when it's hard to swallow, you feel like there's like, I don't know, pokey things right here, like when you swallow on one side or the other. This was different. This felt like shards of glass that I was swallowing. I mean, when I would take a swallow, it would just like hurt, like just like piercing, sharp pain. So I felt tired too, a little bit tired. So I thought, oh no, I'm catching something. I don't know. So I woke up. I got some coffee. I tried to drink my coffee because I thought, well, the hot of the coffee will make it better. I drank a little bit of coffee, but it wasn't really doing anything to it. So I was like, I'm not gonna have anything else to eat or drink, And I was supposed to go to the hairdresser that day to my hair person, and I got in contact with her and I told her that I couldn't go because I didn't know what I had. I didn't want to get her sick either, because that's just the thing to do. If you're sick, you don't go to places, So I called her and I told her that I didn't want to go, that I think I should stay home and not go. So that's what I did. The next day, it was still there. Then it started to go to my ears. My ears started hurting me. I don't have very good ears anyways, my ears get affected really easy when I get sick. Like, cause I only have like one of my eardrums busted when I was younger and it never healed well. So every time I get sick or something, it goes to, my ears start to hurt, So I started a course of antibiotics that on, when was it, March 11th. So I started taking it. My throat still hurt that day, and I had a little bit of a fever, not a lot, it was more low grade. It was like about 100. So it wasn't too bad. Now, and then, so as I was taking the antibiotics, I usually get well, I start to feel better like 2 days, 3 days after I start taking the antibiotic. It wasn't doing nothing for me. I was like, that's kind of weird, right? So March 13th, I started coughing, just a little bit of coughing, and it was just right here. And it was kind of weird because usually my cough comes from here when I don't know. But this was a little different. It was coming from here, and it was like coughing, but it was a little bit, it wasn't really dry at that time. It was a little bit wet, and so started coughing up sputum a little bit, which was green. This is TMI, so I'm sorry. But I'm just sharing with you what was happening to me. Anyways, and then my fever was about 100 still. Low grade for me because I usually run really high when I get sick on fevers. And I was coughing, and then after the coughing, it started getting more coughing, and the coughing was just really relentless. It just kept going on and on. I mean, I was coughing so much, you guys. I was, and then it started to affect my esophagus, and then I started to talk, real hoarse because my esophagus was kind of swollen from all the coughing. And then I started to have really bad chills. I put on the body, you know, I put on I'm getting ahead of myself here. I put on sweatpants, socks, a long sleeve shirt, an undershirt on, you know, I had my undershirt on, long sleeve shirt, and a really big thick robe, and I was really super cold. Sorry, I was super cold. I was so cold. I could not get warm enough. I was shivering, and I was laying in bed. I couldn't get out of bed for, you know, and even if I'm the type of person that even if I'm sick, I gotta do something around the house, you know, do some cleaning my house or dusting or doing something, and I couldn't even do that I wanted to. I was in bed, and and then the joints, my joints were it hurt so bad to move. I mean, it was just like my hair hurt. That's how bad it was. And my hair hurt. To touch my scalp was hurting me. I had headaches. I had a headache. It was, the headaches were not good, and I don't know if the headache was because I was coughing so much, you know, but I had to take Tylenol for the headaches. It was not good. Well, I made an appointment to go see the doctor. You know, I made an appointment for March 24th. I made it for a doctor's appointment. And then, like, I think that was on a Monday, I think. I don't know, Tuesday maybe? I'm not sure. I think it was a Tuesday, for a Tuesday. But then I started to feel better. It was the weirdest thing. I started to feel a little better. I started to not feel so bad. So I thought, I went ahead of myself, right? So I called my doctor. I said, you know, I'm feeling better. I think it was just something, whatever. So I canceled the appointment. And I shouldn't have done that, because that night when you canceled the appointment of the day, and that night I got sick again. I was so sick. I was shivering, and I was sweating so bad when I was in bed. I was sweating really bad, and I had to get up to change my clothes. I got up to change my clothes twice, because I was just sweating so bad, and shivering, and then I remember this happening again. The sweating thing was going on for maybe 3 days, 3 or 4 days of sweat. You know, when I was sweating, even when I was just sitting there, I was sweating and cold, and I don't know. And then the coughing wouldn't stop. I was coughing so bad that I started coughing up blood, and this is kind of embarrassing. I didn't know if I could say this, you know, so I'm kind of maybe TMI on this, but you know, when you cough so hard, I don't know, I'm embarrassed to say it, so I'm just gonna say it. I coughed so hard at times where I lost urine, you know, so I had to put a pad on for the time for that, you know, because it was so hard and so intense that I had to wear pad, and because it was, you know, that bad. Anyways, then I started at night. Started to hallucinate. It was the weirdest thing, because I was like, I don't know if it's because I was like, my fever didn't go up, but you know, if you're chilled though, and you're cold and you're sweating, you must have had a fever, right? I don't know. I was really sick. But I was laying there in bed at night. In the middle of the night, I woke up, kind of, and I was hallucinating, and there was somebody like next to my bed, like some white person, like a person or I don't know, that was white, and not a good white, not a good thing. So, I'm gonna have some water. So it wasn't like a good thing, but you know, it was just some white figure, whatever. So I was like, oh my gosh, and it scared me. It scared the hell out of me, really. So I was like, what the heck? I was like, so I just closed my eyes and tried to go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep, and then I got up to change my clothes because I was sweating again. And I have to say that the sweating got so bad, I had to get a towel and lay the towel down on the bed, and you know, lay on top of the towel so that it could soak up the sweat, and then I would change the towel. That's how bad it was. It was horrible. And then I was coughing. I think I was even coughing in my sleep. It was so bad at that time. Too, what I had was, it felt like like, I don't know how to describe it. It just felt like a sandwich. And by sandwich, I mean like the front of my chest and the back of my chest. It felt like there was something in here that was pressing. And I was trying to cough it out. I couldn't. And it felt just pressing on my chest. And that's what was making me cough, because I couldn't cough up enough, and I couldn't cough it out. It was just there, you know. It was just there, whatever it was. Then I didn't, you know. Then the fever went away. The fever went away. The body aches, you know, started to subside. And the time that I was sick, I really wanted to go get tested, but they told me, I mean, there was no testing at that time in Arizona. They didn't have the little tents yet to test. So I didn't know how, and I didn't know how to do it. And then I didn't want to go back to my family physician, because I didn't want to be a bother. I know. But, so I finally got a number. April 2nd, I got a phone number to call, because they had little tents now. You know, they had established little tents around Arizona. April 2nd, I called, and it took a while for them to answer. But by that time, I was starting to feel a little better, you know, just a little better. Excuse me. And then, so I called and I said I wanted to get tested. And they said, well, what are your symptoms? No, they asked me, have you been around anybody that has COVID-19 that was diagnosed with it? And I said, not that I'm aware of. Then they asked me, where have I been out of the country? And I said, no, I have not been out of the country. And they said, okay. And then they said, what are your symptoms? And then I told them what my symptoms were. And they said, are you running a fever? And I told them all my symptoms. And they said, are you running a fever right now? And I said, no, I'm not running a fever. You mean right now? I have been, but not right now. I haven't had a fever for a few days. And they said, okay, hold on a second. So she put me on hold, and then she came back and she says, she goes, I'm sorry, but you have all the symptoms, and you have all the symptoms of the virus, and I suspect you probably do have it, but because you don't have a fever right now, you're not eligible to get tested. I'm like, oh, okay. She goes, but the only thing I can tell you is to stay home and isolate yourself. And that's what I was doing. I've been doing that since March 10th. I didn't go anywhere. So I was like, okay, so I could not go anywhere. Didn't go anywhere, didn't see anyone. And so I was been home, and so she said, okay. I said, all right, well, I said, why? I told her, I said, how come I can't get tested if I've got all, and you think I have it? She says, because it's for the people who are more in distress at this point, because it was so early, I guess they just had the little tent, so they didn't have enough tests. But she's, I was like, okay. So here I am. They didn't have enough tests to test me, and I had the symptoms, and I was taking cough medicine for my cough, which it was. By the way, I do have to say one more thing that I did that's probably important to this symptoms was that I hate so much cough medicine. I so hate cough medicine. If you would tell me, if I could tell you the worst medicine, the worst tasting thing in the whole wide world, to me, it's cough syrup. I have to have, it's like a whole production for me to take cough syrup. I hate it so much. And my daughter knows it, my husband knows it, I just can't do it. But I had to take it, and we didn't have any, so, well, no, we did have some, but I had like a big bottle and a half of cough syrup. And when I took it, I was like, this isn't so bad. This doesn't really taste bad at all. I mean, I had, don't laugh, but when I take cough syrup, I have to have water, and I have to have like a cookie or something to mask the taste, or juice or something, for me to take it, because I can't do it because I throw it up. So when I was taking it, I was like, whoa, this doesn't taste anything like cough syrup. It doesn't even really taste that bad at all. It doesn't even taste. I can't even taste it. So I thought, in my mind, the cough syrup, they changed the formula. And I told my husband, I go, did they change the formula? And he's like, Isabel, he's like, we've had this, it's a half a bottle still, it's the one we've been taking, we've had, and it's not expired, so it's still good. I'm like, Oh, so I was like, then it dawned on me, like afterwards, how that my taste was not there. It was the oddest thing. It was the oddest thing. So I thought, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. You know, I'm thinking, okay. So after my cough went away, I was like very curious. So I went back and had a little bit of taste of the cough syrup that I'd been taking that I thought was not gross. Holy cow. Didn't have a chaser or nothing. Oh my God. It was gross. I mean, I think I threw up a little bit because it was so bad. It tasted so, I remember that. Now that's the cough syrup. I remember that I hate it so much. So I could not taste that cough syrup at all when I was sick, you know, um and all I could do was I didn't have any appetite. There was another symptom. I didn't have any appetite at all. All I wanted to do, I just wanted to sleep, drink water, sleep, change my clothes because I was sweaty. My pain was so bad. My head hurt, the coughing, I had shortness of breath because of the coughing, and I felt like it was like pressing, like there was something pressing, like pressing me. It was bad. The worst part about being sick was not being able to see my family, especially my mom and dad. I didn't want to go over there. You know, my mom and my parents are in their 90s, and I didn't want to go over there, and I couldn't at all. I couldn't. And I called my daughter. She lives in California, and I called her, and I told her, I said, I love you so much, but I don't want you coming, because she was gonna come, you know, to stay here with us for a while, a couple weeks or so. I told her not to come because I didn't want her to get sick, and the kids, you know, especially the babies. I didn't want that, you know, because I would never live with myself if they got sick and something bad happened to them. And so I haven't seen my family, and even now that I'm better and I'm well, I've been running a little bit now. You know, I still have to watch myself because I have to catch my breath, and I still cough a little bit. But I'm well now. I don't have any more headaches. I have a little bit of shortness of breath, but I'm taking my inhaler, which is helpful. And I'm not sweating at night anymore. Hallucinate. Little white men. I hallucinated that two nights in a row. I hallucinated that, and I don't know why. You know, I don't know why. Now, I did isolate myself because, well, my husband was with me, but he was working. He went in at 3 in the morning and didn't get home till past 6 o'clock at night. So I was pretty much by myself. And then when he was here, he would, you know, he did everything he could to try to make me feel better, give me, you know, try to make me eat, lots of water, you know, my medicine. And I did take another course of antibiotics. I took another course of antibiotics I don't remember when, I'm sorry. And then I did take some steroids for the inflammation in my lungs and my bronchial tubes, and then I did take what else? Oh, had some cough syrup with some codeine in it to help me sleep, because I couldn't sleep with the coughing and the sweating and the headache. It was very uncomfortable, and the joints were just painful. You know, my joints hurt. When I get sick, my collarbone hurts, my ear hurts, the palms of my hands hurt, the back of my knees hurt. And it was just pretty bad. So, but now I'm better and I'm happy, and I am glad that I feel really, really bad for the people that died, because I can't even imagine being in a hospital bed with no one around you. You know, it makes me very sad. And I don't want to glamorize this at all, because it's not. And I don't want to be the, oh, look at me, because I'm not. I wanted to ask you guys first what you wanted me to do, so you said you wanted me, but you know, to share it. So even though I didn't take a test, I was diagnosed over the phone with it, and I did have all the symptoms, and I have to say that this was not any kind of flu that I've ever been through. It wasn't the flu. I know that, because I've had the flu, and it's not like this at all. Not like this at all. And I did try everything too. I did try Vicks. You know, us Latinos, we like the Vicks. It was the Vicks. It didn't work. The onions in the bottom of the socks didn't work. You know, the antibiotics didn't work. The second antibiotic worked okay. I think that was more for maintenance. So anyways, yeah, I haven't gone to my orthodontist yet, so, and I need to do an update on my teeth. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Yeah, so hopefully this country will be better, and pray that everybody gets better and doesn't have this virus. And even though you guys are still in the house, hopefully, I hope you guys have a beautiful, colorful day, and look outside and enjoy the colors of beauty, because there's a lot out there, you guys. I enjoy the colors of beauty in my, you know, all the time. I look outside and there's my trees and my animals and the birds, and I see my grandkids on, you know, pictures, and I FaceTime them, and it just makes me, teary-eyed, because I love them so much and I want them safe. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know when that will be. I don't know, someday, I guess. But anyways, be well. I'll see you later, alligator. Bye.